main pitfalls when it comes to patents that you want to avoid is address ownerships early on, okay? Also, do not file patent applications too early, but at the same time, don't file patent applications too late. And that dovetails really well into my best practices. So when it comes to ownership issues, so by default, the inventors of the technology own the patent rights in things, okay? And so just because somebody is an employee, just because somebody is a founder, just because somebody is a professor at a university does not by default mean that those entities own the patent rights. But what typically happens is that the first day you start working or the first day you're employed, right, you're going to be signing a contract that says, I hereby assign my patent rights to the company or to the university. And so you want to pull those contracts out now and determine what are the ownership issues. Does the university own things? What do they own? Is this a side project that doesn't fall under that blanket of what the company or university would own? And then what about inventors who are not part of that company or university team? Who do they have assignment obligations to? And do they even have assignment obligations to your company? Do you have those agreements in place if they're outside contractors and things like that? Okay, so to the next point. We live in a first-to-file system. So priority with patents is based on who files their patent application first. It is not who invents first. And intuitively, you would think that, okay, I invent something, I want to go out, I want to file as soon as possible because I want to get that early priority date. That's what's really, really important. But when it comes to business decisions, it's counterintuitive. It's actually typically a better business decision to wait as long as possible to file patent applications. And there are two main reasons for this. One is a budget thing. So what a lot of people don't realize is when you file your first patent application, you are opening yourself up and sort of obligating yourself to these downstream costs that are absurdly expensive. A lot of times you are not going to be ready to invest the capital you need to invest and make the choices you need to make if you start this patent process too early, okay? Another thing is that patentability tends to be in the details of how something is done. So you may have a great idea and you want to go and patent that, but that typically isn't going to be patentable. It's going to be in the details of how that is done, right? The more time you can take to develop the how and the what, then you're going to have stronger patent applications. So if I'm telling you to wait and file patent applications as long as possible, when do you want to file them, right? There are 4 times that I typically tell clients to file patent applications. The first 3 relate to forfeiting patent rights. So unless you file a patent application first, you will start losing patent rights upon a first public disclosure, public use, or offer for sale, okay? So obviously, you want to file a first patent application before public disclosures, public use, or offer for sale so you don't completely start forfeiting your patent rights, okay? The other one is when you are talking to investors. Now, talking to investors, that is not going to be something that's going to be forfeiting patent rights. A lot of times, these are going to be confidential discussions, and so it's not going to be forfeiting patent rights, but it's a lot better for your pitch. You can go in, you can say you're patent pending, you have patent assets, really improve the optics of that. And as I hope you know, don't try to ask investors to sign NDAs. They are going to be insulted by that and probably not going to want to work with you. Better to go in, say you're patent pending, then you can be open about the technology, tell them what you're doing, and you have an early priority date. So that's kind of the basic 5-minute rundown about patents. Look forward to your additional questions during the rest of the session. Thank you.